In this video, I'm going to show you how to relieve bunion pain at home using no special equipment. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to go over bunions, also known as hallux valgus, and I'm going to show you how to get quick pain relief in a very easy to follow 3-part guide. In the first part, let's just focus on getting immediate bunion pain relief even in as little as 30 seconds with great stretching exercises. In the second part, we're going to focus on self-mobilization of the big toe, so definitely don't miss that one. In the third part, we're going to focus on strengthening everything in and around that big toe to hopefully lead to less issues of bunion pain in the future. Go through all 3 parts, take what is most effective for you. As a bonus, all of these exercises can be done at home, don't require any special equipment, and may give quick bunion pain relief even in as little as 30 seconds. So let's get started and fix that bunion pain at home right now. In the first part, we're going to focus on great stretching exercises that can give quick bunion pain relief. And we're really going to focus right here on the big toe at the metatarsophalangeal joint right here. That's what gets irritated and causes that toe to really start to have that deformity. As somebody that suffers a little bit with bunion pain myself, I'm going to show you some really good exercises that really have helped me in the past. The first one is called a sock toe spreader. Obviously, all we need is a sock. What I would recommend is something very thin. A dress sock is perfect. So what I'm going to do is start off right at my pinky toe right here and just place that sock right in between it. And then I'm going to loop it across and then go in between the other toe and then just kind of crisscross. You see how I'm kind of going like a loop front and back with the toe until we get to the big toe. What this is going to do is help space those toes out and also put the big toe into better alignment. If this is a very comfortable stretch, you can hold this one for an extended period of time, several minutes. You really want to focus on allowing those toes to become spaced out. But if you need to increase this just a little bit more, take the end right here on that big toe and keep wrapping it around, because it's only going to help bring that big toe into a nice straight alignment. But what we want to do from there is build into a little bit more dynamic movement. So what I'd like to do is just curl my toes forward. When you do this, you're really going to feel it start to activate over the spot of the bunion. So only go to your comfort level. I just squeeze down with my toes and I try to hold this for about 15 to 20 seconds. From there, I just relax, and then I'm going to repeat this 5 times. With each repetition, also try to squeeze down even more. From there, let's go backwards with the toes. So really just focus on bringing those toes back as much as you can. This will activate, again, the joint and the muscles just a little bit differently. 15 to 20 second holds, relax, and then you're going to repeat this up to 5 times. Again, progress into it with a thicker sock. Obviously, the more that the toes are going to be spaced out, the more challenging it's going to be. And you can always take the loose end right here, wrap it more around that big toe to try to get it back into better alignment. This is what I like to call the bunion combo. It's a very easy and effective exercise that puts a lot of good mobility back into the big toe, that first metatarsal phalangeal joint. It's a 3-part exercise, and you can do this one on the floor or in bed. You just need to make sure that your foot is flat. With the first part, what I'm going to focus on is what is called alternating toe lifts. And to do this one, I'm going to take my fingers and then I'm going to just place them over the big toe. Let's curl this big toe down into the floor or whatever flat surface that you're using. Press down into it with your fingers too for a stable anchor point. From there, I'm going to lift the other 4 toes up towards the ceiling, resisting that big toe. So we want to really focus on driving that big toe down, holding it down, and then lifting these 4 toes up. You'll feel a lot activate into the foot, into that first big toe. Only go to your comfort level. You want to hold this for 5 seconds. From there, you're going to relax, and then you're going to alternate. So let's take these 4 toes, drive them down, and then press into it with our fingers for a stable anchor point, and then lift this big toe up towards the ceiling as much as you can. This will just activate it a little bit differently. Again, only to your comfort level. Let's hold this one for 5 seconds. From there, you're going to relax, and then just simply repeat this for 10 to 15 complete repetitions. With each repetition, to always focus on driving the toes up even more, because it's only going to help put more motion in there. In the second part, we're going to do what is called a toe spreader. What I focus on is taking the big toe out and then the pinky toe also out. So I'm really just trying to put as much space with in these toes as possible. And try to keep the toes flat when you do this too, but it's not always the easiest. But I'm really just trying to focus on taking this big toe out as much as you can. You'll really feel it stretch on the outside through here, really targeting that bunion. So again, only to your comfort level. But you want to hold this for 5 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this 10 to 15 times. Again, with each repetition, really focus on trying to take this big toe out as much as you can, because it's only going to help put it into better alignment and hopefully give you a lot more bunion pain relief. In the third part, we're going to focus on what I like to call the toe piano or the toe wave. We're going to lift our toes up, and the movement is like a wave. So with my pinky toe first, I'm going to lower it like this, then I'm just going to go down with all of the toes. So this one can become very challenging. So all my toes are lifted up. I'm going to start with my pinky toe. I'm going to go with the one next to it, that middle one, and then I'm going to go all the way to the toe, or I should say the big toe right here, and really focus on just slow, coordinated movements with this, and just press into each toe individually. What you'll notice is that this activates each bone into the foot right here just a little bit more individually, so you can really focus on building more motion into the foot and hopefully getting a lot more pain relief. But you want to do this one nice and slowly. It should take you about 3 to 5 seconds to do a complete one, and try to do this one 10 to 15 times. But it's just a good way to really focus on building a lot of good motion into that big toe and hopefully getting a lot of good pain relief into that bunion. In the second part, we're going to focus on a self-mobilization or self-reset of the first metatarsophalangeal joint and also that first metatarsal, the site of our bunion. Let's begin by just finding our contact point. Take the big toe and curl it downwards. A knuckle forms right there, and if you trace a little bit below, you'll feel another knuckle form. This is the site that we want to focus on, that first metatarsophalangeal joint. Take your thumb on the opposite side that you are having that bunion. So if I have a right-sided, or I should say a right foot with a bunion on it, I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to take my left thumb and just press right over that joint. Move the toe up and down. You want to feel for that joint to open and close. Once you've isolated that spot and pinpointed it, just take your thumb just a little bit below there, and that's going to be our stabilization point. Let's take the fingers and then just grip below on the bottom of the foot. I'm going to clamp down with my thumb and with my fingers. This is going to be held stationary, so it's not going to move. Instead, we're only going to focus on toe movement. I'm going to take the other hand and I'm going to place it on the back side of the toe. The movement from here is very easy. While this just stays locked, I'm going to bring that big toe backwards like this. This will really open up that first metatarsophalangeal joint. So you should really feel it isolated and really opening up and moving. So just bring that toe back for a very comfortable but strong stretch. Hold this for 10 to 15 seconds. From there, you're going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this up to 5 times. With each repetition, try to bring this toe back even further. To get our self-reset or mobilization, what I'm going to do is incorporate a shearing motion. So while I pull back with my toe, this hand is not going to be stationary anymore. It's going to press downwards like this. So watch how I do this. You'll kind of see how this movement right here really opens up that joint, offers more of a passive stretch into that metatarsophalangeal joint, and you might get a sudden pop, crack, or self-release into that joint. That is completely normal. Again, it's just gases being released from the synovial fluid. But if you don't get the crack, the main thing is what we're looking for is more range of motion. So stretch into it, press down, pull the big toe back, hold this for 2 to 3 seconds, relax, repeat this up to 10 times. With each repetition, try to shear into it just a little bit more, but again, don't try to force that crack. And if you are getting discomfort with this one, please discontinue immediately. From there, let's focus a little bit more on the metatarsals. So if you start right at our beginning point and trace down into the foot, you'll feel a very long bone that runs pretty much to the ankle. That's the metatarsal. That's what we want to focus on. So we're going to deal with what are known as raised and dropped metatarsals. That means it can go up and it can also go down, causing issues here at that metatarsophalangeal joint. So for a raised metatarsal, what I'm going to do is just grip the top, or I should say the outside of the foot right here with my fingers, just like that, and then I'm going to take the meaty portion of the palm and place it right over that first metatarsal. So if you notice, I have a very stable anchor point and I can press down with my hand to really isolate. I don't know if you heard that on the microphone, but I got a very good release already into that metatarsal. So I start right at our beginning point and then I press into it, hold it for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then I just work my hand, that palm, just a little bit further down until I just work all the way over that metatarsal, just nice and slowly. And once you've gone all the way to the bottom, just come all the way back up. And again, if that joint's locked, you might get a sudden pop or crack into that metatarsal joint. So for a one at the bottom of the foot, I should say a dropped metatarsal, what I'm going to do, take my hand, I should say my fingers like this, place them on the back side of the foot, and then I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to press upwards with it. So start right at the top and then just keep working your way down towards the bottom. And if one is dropped, this might help reset it and give a satisfying self-pop, crack, or release. But keep pressing in there, and you can do this for a couple repetitions. Afterwards, just notice if you have a lot more range of motion into the foot and hopefully a lot less bunion pain. Without a doubt, if we want to slow the progression of a bunion and just help reduce future pain, we have to strengthen everything around the big toe and also around that first metatarsophalangeal joint. I'm going to show you a two-part exercise that's very easy to do. I'm just going to be using a dress sock for this. You want one that's thin and a little bit more kind of elastic. You'll get a better result with it, but pretty much any sock works. I'm going to start off by just taking the sock right here, placing it over the toe, wrapping it around that big toe, and the loop is going to be on the top of that big toe. Let's start off by just having enough pull in there where you're feeling initial tension into the toe, and then we're going to try to take this toe and then lift up on it like this. The sock will fight this movement. This is an isometric exercise. Focus on just trying to drive that toe up and have just enough tension into the sock over that toe where your toe is still going to be able to win. But really focus on having it be a nice challenge. This should really start to fire the muscles into the foot around that big toe, so focus on that. But you want to hold this for about 5 seconds, relax, and then on the next repetition, let's increase that tension just a little bit more by pulling on the sock in the opposite direction, and then making our toe fight that much more on that next repetition. But just keep doing this over and over again for about 10 to 15 repetitions and adjusting the amount of resistance on that sock to make it more and more challenging. For the next part, what we're going to focus on is taking the toe outwards. So I just put my foot flat like this, and I'm going to pull on the outside like this. So what I'm going to try to do is try to bring this toe outwards. Again, only enough resistance into the sock that your toe is still going to be able to win. Again, 5-second holds, you're going to relax, and then you're going to repeat this for 10 to 15 times. Again, increasing the amount of pull into the sock to always make sure that that toe is getting challenged more and more. And hopefully what this will do is help really bring this toe outwards into better alignment and also cause less issues of pain and discomfort with that bunion in the future. If the video helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing to our channel too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching.